The woman pulled the spear of life out of the black snake's mouth. When the black snake's master saw this, he hurriedly shouted for the snake to breathe fire and attack the woman. But the black snake didn't move at all, because the woman had already used her enchantment on it. The black snake no longer obeyed its master, and it even uncontrollably breathed fire onto its own body, trying to burn itself to death. This woman was the legendary goddess of love. She could charm every single creature in the world, and with almost no effort, she made the black snake and its master burn themselves alive. After helping Horus escape the pursuit, the goddess of love told Horus that Set had completely gone mad. He had killed every god who refused to submit to him, and she herself had once been used by Set as a tool. Next, Horus planned to go to the center of the desert and use the water of life to put out the desert fire hidden inside the pyramid. That way, Set's divine power could be weakened, and then he could defeat him when the time was right. But the goddess of love said that to protect his source of power, which was the desert fire, Set had deliberately sent the ancient Sphinx to guard the center of the desert. So if they wanted to enter the heart of the pyramid and get close to the flame, they had to answer the riddle of the ancient god Sphinx. To make sure everything went smoothly, Horus suggested going to find the smartest god in ancient Egypt, the god of wisdom, for help. The three of them didn't waste a single second. After crossing a swamp, they finally arrived at the god of wisdom's territory. The moment they stepped into the god of wisdom's library, they saw many people who all looked exactly the same. It turned out the god of wisdom was so smart that he trusted only his own brain, so he created countless clones to work for him, constantly recording all kinds of knowledge without stopping. But before Horus could even explain why he had come, the god of wisdom had already guessed what he wanted. At first, the god of wisdom didn't want to get involved in this mess, because he didn't want to risk his brilliant mind by forcefully going against Set, the god of the desert. Horus immediately got angry and wanted to use force to make the god of wisdom help them. But the god of wisdom wasn't someone easy to bully either, relying on his many clones. He was ready to throw them all out. Luckily, the clever Beck stepped in to smooth things over. He used the simplest provocation tactic, claiming that the god of wisdom couldn't solve the Sphinx's riddle, and that was why he didn't dare get involved. Even though the god of wisdom saw right through this mortal's clumsy trick, he was extremely arrogant by nature, and simply couldn't control his competitive spirit. So he immediately decided to enter the pyramid with them. Soon, the group crossed the desert and arrived in front of a pyramid. But this pyramid was filled with traps everywhere, and there was no way to tell which door was the real entrance. Only Beck had once seen the design plans of this pyramid, facing the constantly shifting entrances in front of him. Beck seized the moment and boldly rushed in. The path ahead would randomly rearrange itself with the movement of the sandstorm. Beck had no choice but to leave it to luck. He sprinted forward in one breath for 20 meters and successfully jumped onto the steps on the other side. The stairs beneath his feet were all floating in the air, constantly rearranging and breaking apart. Beck could only run forward with all his might. After climbing across a dangerous stretch of stairs, he leaped onto a massive rotating platform. The moment he turned the gear on the platform, all the mechanisms in the pyramid instantly stopped running. The three gods successfully entered the inside of the pyramid with the help of a mortal. The desert fire was now right in front of them. But just then, the sand ahead suddenly began to move, and a mysterious beast burst out from beneath the sand.